You're listening to IBNX. IBNXradio.com.
Topics. Top opinions presented in current sports. Welcome back to the first installment of the revamped Topic Show with yours truly, Tone Taylor, introducing
Chris Harris, the new guy.
Love it. Let's get right into it. Sports, what everybody wants to talk about. So, with the college football playoff set, number 1 Clemson taking on number 4 Alabama, and number 2 Oklahoma taking on number 3 Georgia. Did the committee get this right?
I think the committee got it right, most definitely.
Okay.
I'm really interested to see that Clemson-Alabama rematch. I think that's going to be a spicy one. But I like Georgia, honestly. I like Georgia over Oklahoma. I feel like Georgia's a little bit more battle-tested being in the SEC, and I feel like a lot of people still don't respect Georgia. So I feel like they kind of got a chip on their shoulder, and they want to show people like, hey, we're here now, and we're going forward. We're going to be even better because they got the number 1 quarterback coming in and the number 1 running back coming in for next year. So I think they want to set that tone off right because a lot of people are anticipating them to get off to a good start. But I like Georgia. Of course, I like Dabo Swinney. Dabo Swinney's my guy. There's something about him. He has a confidence, but he's not too arrogant. But he still has a swagger on the sideline. The way his kids go all out for him. I feel like whether they make the NFL or not, they're gonna run through a wall for him. I think with Nick Saban, he runs it more like John Calipari with a business. Like, hey, if you're here with me, you're gonna be a pro.
Absolutely.
So I think that's what I think. But I like Clemson. That defense. I feel like Alabama's offense has really struggled over good defense, and I think that Clemson defense is still the best in college football. So I like Dabo Swinney coming out, and I like Georgia. I really can't tell you who's going to win that championship game, but I got to see who going off, injuries and all that other stuff. That'll play a big part in it. But I got Georgia, and I got Clemson, and the committee did get that right. Ohio State looking out.
So you was all right with them not putting Ohio State in there?
They had 3 losses. I don't think they was allowed. They lost 3 games.
2.
I think they lost. They lost to Wisconsin. They lost to Oklahoma.
Iowa.
They lost to Iowa.
And that's it. Iowa and
Oklahoma.
And Oklahoma. That was the 2 losses.
But Alabama got 1. And I feel like Georgia has a stronger schedule playing in a better football conference. That's just my personal opinion. Georgia.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
So, and the SEC runs college football. So they're always going to have 2 SEC teams in college football, I think. Until...
Well, this is the first time any conference had 2 teams in the playoffs.
Really?
Absolutely, in the 4 years.
So this is the first time. All right. So who got left out? Pac-12 got left out. So I think the SEC is going to run that, man. I think what's really going to happen is they're going to go to 6 teams. And the first 2 teams are going to get a bye. That's what I personally think.
Okay. So me, personally, absolutely and unequivocally, of course they got this correct. Okay. Absolutely. I read something after the playoff settings came out, and it made sense to me. It's more about wins and losses than strength of schedule. If you look at the playoffs been around 4 years, right? Not once has a 2-loss team
made the playoff.
Ever made the playoffs.
I agree.
Ohio State fans and a lot of analysts feel Ohio State was robbed. Their strength of schedule was way better than Alabama's. Okay, I can give you that. It was the strength of schedule was stronger, but let me ask you this. You play who's on your schedule.
Right.
So, with that being said, the first game of the year, Alabama played Florida State. Everybody watching that first game felt the winner of this can win the whole thing. Because Florida State was stout last year, and coming back, they thought they were going to be great.
Yeah, I think so too. If they didn't lose their quarterback,
exactly, and drop 6 games. So absolutely, it's in football, injuries happen. So now you're going to knock Alabama because a lot of their teams that we thought were going to be good weren't good. LSU lost to Troy. We didn't know that.
Bring Les Miles back. I'm just going to throw that in there. Bring my guy Les back, man.
We didn't know that. Like, when it was set up, their this schedule was tough. I mean, throw Mercer in there, but listen, at the end of the day, you schedule what you could do.
I have no
problem with anything. So with that being said, Ohio State, they lost to Iowa. Not a bad loss, but the reason it's a horrible loss is because they lost by 31.
Okay.
So with that being said, you have 2 losses. Then both losses are more than 15 points because you lost to Oklahoma by 15.
At home, I think that's what hurt them more than the actual Iowa loss. I feel like you could have shifted.
I think the Iowa loss is way worse because if you're going to lose to Iowa, you don't get blown out. 31?
Listen,
unbelievable.
I think the Oklahoma loss is worse because you lost at home, and at the end of the day, Oklahoma's now in. So if you'd have won that Oklahoma game, you're now playing for that national championship instead of Oklahoma. I think that's what it goes down to.
I'm still going to go with the Iowa loss was worse. But with that being said, still the playoff set was great.
I like it.
I love it because I'm a Roll Tide fan. I like Ohio State too.
Dabo, baby.
I hear you. Alabama all the way.
Yeah, I'm not
Alabama all the way.
I'm not hanging out with you that day. Moving forward,
fine.
Let's stay in football right here. Rob Gronkowski, late hit on Tre'Davious White. After they were up big at the same time. They were really up big. Do you think the 1-game suspension would suffice? Do you think he shouldn't have been suspended at all? Do you think he should have been suspended more games? I'm going to let you take the lead on that one.
I have a 2-part response with this.
Okay.
Yes, it was sufficient because, one, it was an egregious hit. It was the defender, well, not even the defender because he caught the interception, but Tre'Davious White was on the ground, face on the ground, cannot defend himself. Gronk, that was a malicious attack. And he used his elbow, which has the wrap on it with the metal piece. So you put that in the back of his head while he's on the ground. Already, that's a contact to the head. That's egregious. He did not see it coming. He didn't know it was coming. And what is Gronk? 6'5", 6'6", 270?
About the same size as LeBron, a little shorter. But yeah, I agree with you.
On a cornerback. What is Tre'Davious White? What, 5'8"? 160-something pounds?
I feel like that, at the end of the day, I feel like that shouldn't matter. How big he is.
But I'm just saying, like,
I understand
of course
what you're
that
saying.
doesn't matter. Of course, but I'm saying that was egregious, like uncalled for. So yes, I think it was sufficient. Now on the other end of that, you might look at me crazy, but I don't think he should have been suspended.
Really?
I don't think he should have been suspended.
I'm disappointed in you. Look, I'm really disappointed.
But listen to me. I'm going to tell you why I don't think he should have been suspended. Because the NFL is inconsistent. And I'm going to tell you why. Vontaze Burfict, he got suspended 3 games for a blindside block. Right? Mm-hmm. Now, what are the things that they played into that whole atmosphere of suspending him 3 games? What? He has a track record.
Image. I think Image played a big part in that.
Track record. He's known for these suspensions on the field, horrible hits, all of that. Especially with the Bengals, period. Fast forward a little bit. Michael Crabtree and Aqib Talib, both suspended 1 game. It was 2 games. They had a fight last year. They came into this game this year. Crabtree said he taped his chain to his chest. So he knew there was going to be a problem this game. So he was ready for that. He knew what was going to happen. Now they had a second fight. So the league gave him 2-game suspension. They appealed it and got 1 game. What was the back play on that? It was a history. So you gave someone that's 3 games for always getting in trouble. You gave 2 players 1-game suspension when they've gotten in trouble before. Gronk never got in trouble before. At the end of that whole ordeal, yes, he was apologetic. I'm not taking away what he did. It was wrong. I'm not taking away that. It was definitely wrong. But it's inconsistent. I don't get it. if you're gonna hand out fines, you're gonna hand out fines. He didn't get thrown out the game, which I think he should have got thrown out the game. But he got a penalty. So now he gets 1 game suspension. But these other players, so I'm thinking these other players should have got more than 1 game suspension. It's not consistent. That's why I don't agree.
I think the man should have got suspended 3 games.
Okay. And I'm not arguing
I feel like
that.
the man should have got suspended 3 games. I feel like you said, the NFL is inconsistent, very inconsistent with the penalties and the image and everything like that. I get it. Rob Gronkowski's never really got in trouble, but Rob Gronkowski at the same time isn't squeaky clean. You know, I think Rob Gronkowski has a history off the field of, you know, not really taking his craft all the way serious, you know, backflipping in the pools in Arizona.
That has nothing to do with on the field, though.
I'm just saying. If we're going to go image, you got to go overall image, man. On and off the field at the end of the day, because I just feel like that. And then at the end of the day, you were up 20 points when this happened. You were up 20 points. And my whole thing is, I think if you suspend him 1 game, now when that happens next week on Sunday or Thursday when it happens, now you have to suspend that person 1 game. You can't suspend that person more than 1 game. So now you're leaving. Now you just made the problem. Even if you had a chance to nip all of this in the bud. 3 game suspension for that, I felt like it would have been a little too harsh, but it would have set the tone like, hey, we're not going to go for this, especially when you guys are up 20.
But see, now this goes back to the inconsistency.
I agree with the whole inconsistency, but that's why I feel like 1 game is not suffice. One game is not suffice.
I have no problem with that. Just to piggyback off Gronk's frustration and blow up, in the same game, Tom Brady blows up and screams at offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels on the sideline. Brady states it's just football, competitive fire. Do you think criticism is deserved or it's just football?
Listen, with Tom Brady, not to say it like this, but with Tom Brady, this man is probably the reason why you still have a job. So if he blows up, let him blow up and y'all fix this. I'm pretty sure this is not the first time this happened. I'm pretty sure it won't be the last time this happened. We don't know how many times he's blown up over the years, frustration. So, you know, I think me being a coach outside of here, I feel like I see it all the time with, you know, players get frustrated in that competitive nature. They might not be seeing things the way you see it, or you might not always be on the same page at the end of the day. And I feel like Tom Brady at this point, Tom Brady going to call whatever he want to call. At this point, you're an autopilot with Tom Brady as the offensive coordinator. You just can't mess it up.
How's he messing it?
I feel like you just can't mess it up. With Tom, you got the greatest quarterback of all time.
So what? What does that mean?
You have the greatest
quarterback. If you wrong, you wrong.
Listen.
If you wrong, you're wrong.
So who's wrong?
Tom.
How is Tom wrong?
All right. Are you done? I don't want to cut you off. I definitely don't want to cut you off.
I want to hear how Tom Brady is wrong.
Let's be real. It's a double standard.
That's everywhere.
We're not talking about everywhere. We're talking about right now. We're talking about football. We're talking about this person in this league.
Yes, Tom Brady is a double standard. Yes.
All right, and that's cool. All right, whatever you want to say.
That's not cool.
Okay. So my point is this: when Tom Brady blows up at his offensive coordinator, whether it's 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, it's competitive fire. It's what do you say? It's competitive fire. It's football. It's just football, right?
Yeah.
Oh, but when T.O. blew up at his teammates or his offensive coordinator, he's team obliterator.
I didn't say it.
I never said you said it.
I didn't say it.
But he's a detriment to the team. He's a horrible teammate. But yet when he gets on that field, he performs.
I agree.
Each and every day. Just like Tom Brady. When Odell Beckham blows up on the sideline by himself, mad because he maybe didn't catch a ball or upset that a ball didn't come to him, he's a detriment to the team. Why is it not just football with these players? Why is it not just football, a competitive fire with other players? But when Tom Brady does it, it's just football.
Are you asking me a rhetorical question or you really want the answer?
If you want to answer, then you can answer.
You're not going to like the answer.
It doesn't matter if I like it or not.
All right.
9 times out of 10, I don't like what you say anyway.
Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. Simple as that, and that's earned. Simple as that. Odell Beckham Jr., let me finish.
Let
me finish.
That's bull.
All right, I hear you, but let me finish.
Go ahead.
Odell Beckham is what, 3-4 years in the league?
Okay.
after that one catch and last, he's been hurt all year. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't really earned anything.
Okay.
Terrell Owens is top 5 in his position. Maybe.
Maybe.
Depending on who you like.
You can name four wide receivers. I
can't. I'm just speaking for the masses.
No, we're not speaking for the masses.
Terrell Owens is top 5.
Speak for yourself.
Okay, Terrell Owens is top 5.
All right,
Owens is top 5.
So then, what you're saying right now?
But he's not number 1. There's no debate. Who's better than Tom Brady at the quarterback position? Ever.
You want to ask me?
Yes, ever.
You really want to ask me? You're not going to like what I'm going to say.
I don't like you, so therefore it doesn't matter.
You're not going to like what I say.
I hear you.
At the end of the day, listen, I'm going to tell you the truth. After he won last year, I said I would not talk any more about Tom Brady.
As you shouldn't.
You shouldn't. Whoa. Listen.
I don't even like Tom Brady.
Obviously, you like something.
I don't. Because I respect it. I have respect.
All right,
you don't have respect.
That's right, I don't.
I know
Listen,
you don't.
at the end of the day, I feel Peyton Manning is the greatest regular season quarterback. Then you have Montana, but I put Brady and Montana around there. I do. You asked me my opinion, right?
Okay.
That's my opinion.
That's your opinion.
Okay. So at the end of the day, I feel it's a stupid double standard, and I don't agree with it.
You don't have
at all.
All right.
At all. So, with that being said, let's go into the segment, Chris's Coaching Corner.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You need some time.
You need some time. It is now time for Chris's Coaching Corner. All right, for all you guys tuning in, Chris's Coaching Corner. Chris's Coaching Corner is basically, I shout out everything that's going on in coaching at this point. Whether it's a decision, a great decision, a new move. I just give the coaches a little bit of love. I feel like in sports, we don't really give the coaches too much love, and that's me being biased, coaching the youth and things like that. When you win, it's the players win. But when you lose, it's the coach's loss, right? That's what everybody's saying in sports. I hate that. I absolutely hate that. So, Chris's Coaching Corner. Shout out to Jimbo Fisher. Jimbo got paid. Listen, Jimbo got paid. $75 million guaranteed?
Guaranteed.
NFL
players don't even
listen, Nick Saban didn't even get that. So Jimbo Fisher deserves a shout out, man. Huge shout out to Jimbo. I'm interested to see what he's going to do with that, honestly speaking, man. Now he's in the SEC, so he got to deal with that juggernaut. The good thing, I think, is he's out of Florida, so he really don't got to fight with Florida and the U. He's in Texas, and Texas, the University of Texas hasn't really been the University of Texas in a long time. So I think he can kind of corner that market and still sneak into Florida and Georgia and those bordering states and really
get these recruits.
And really get some of those recruits. And then my last one is, we were watching this yesterday actually. Shout out to the Jimmy V Foundation.
Absolutely.
I used to watch that speech before every college game, and I feel like that is very important for us, and not too many people give up, shout outs on cancer research. I definitely donate money to the Jimmy V Foundation. I try to. It's not that much, but I encourage all of our viewers and everybody out there. Listen, I lost my mother to cancer when I was 13 years old.
Absolutely.
So I feel like it might save our life one day. It might save one of our kids' life one day. I really agree to that. So shout out to the Jimmy V Foundation for still going strong and even pushing it very forward. So shout out to them. We'll be right back after we pay some bills, guys. Coming up, Aaron Boone getting hired. LeVar Ball's at it again. You were tuned into Topics on IBNX Radio.
So, we're going to go to commercial.
Listening to IBNX. IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
Hey, what's up? It's Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey. Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. Get in. It's your boy Sean.
News. After firing Joe Girardi after the Game 7 loss in the ALCS, the New York Yankees hire former Yankee and rookie manager Aaron Boone. What are your thoughts on the hire?
Trust the process. That's his words, not mine. I read the article. It said trust the process. Say he's going to get judged over wins and losses, which he is, and that he doesn't want to chase wins every day. He wants to get lost in the process. Now, what that means, I have no clue. I personally think Aaron Boone does not have a clue in what's going on.
Really?
In terms of being a manager. He's never been a manager. I feel like there's certain jobs in coaching you don't take. There might be coaching suicide. I feel like certain jobs you don't take. Coming off one game away from the World Series, as a new manager, I get it. I like the money. I like the challenge. And I get the competitive nature. But you're also in probably the toughest sports media market in the world.
Okay.
So I feel like if you come off to, you might not make it to, when baseball starts, March, April, you might not make it to June. If you really don't have if you don't have 10 toes on the ground and really getting it going. I'm interested to see what it was. I mean, the guys that they hire were all brand new guys. You know, Carlos Beltran, they interviewed him. It would have been his first time. Mm-hmm. So Aaron Boone. So I'm interested to see. Boone played for the Yankees, and Beltran played for the Yankees. But we'll see, man. I really don't have I just hope that he gets it going, and I hope if they do, let's be fair and say, hey, let's get this man a couple years. Let's see. He has a young team, so I get it. New manager, young team. Let's see what we can do here. You know, maybe the young guys really can't really relate to Joe Girardi. You know, him being an older, more old school kind of guy. Maybe Aaron Boone has a fresher little, you know, may has a fresh perspective on things. So let's see what that goes.
Me personally, I think it's great. I'm a Yankee fan.
So am I.
You know, and it was sad to see Joe Girardi go because I was there in the 90s watching them win all them championships, him being the catcher of those championship teams. So it was sad to see him go. But, you know, with this young team, maybe a new, fresh face is what they needed.
So we finally agree on something.
Yeah, but you kind of threw him in the dirt at the same time, though.
My fault.
You kind of, you don't totally agree with it. You don't know. You're a little skeptical. Of course, because he's a rookie, manager in the biggest market in baseball. So I understand that. But I just think this is a great move. You got to look, Aaron Boone, he's known for
the walk-off
in the 2003.
Dad, my dad don't know.
ALCS.
My dad don't know. Stayed up late for that.
But, he's known for that. He's a winner. Was in the league for 12 years. But what a lot of people don't know is he comes from a baseball family.
Okay.
Right. He comes from a baseball family. His father was a coach in the major leagues.
Okay.
His knowledge of the game is far beyond what a lot of people may think. He left. When he retired, he went straight into commentating.
Mm-hmm. Which most players do. That
have the gift of gab, that have that image, but that also have that knowledge. If you can't speak,
you can't do it.
You can't do it.
I get it.
But
so you're running the comparison as like the Hurleys in college basketball, with their father being a Naismith.
Not the Hurleys yet.
In terms of knowledge and coaching tree and stuff like that, are you making that comparison kind of in a sense? Are you making a parallel kind of?
Yeah, a little parallel.
Okay.
Okay. So he's falling from that tree.
Okay.
Okay. His sport knowledge is great. So I agree with it. He just just different styles may relate to different players, and I totally agree with that.
Moving forward, let's switch. My guy, LaVar Ball.
Now he's your guy.
That's my guy. He's been my guy.
Now he's your guy.
This one, he's still my guy. He can't jump ship. So, it's probably been the most talked about person in 2017, definitely in the sports world, arguably. Now, struck again, removing his son from UCLA. What do you think on that? He says, quote unquote, we're exploring other options. Go ahead. Just go ahead. I don't like your face. Go ahead. I don't like the face. Go ahead. I'm going to let you have it.
I'm not the type of person to tell any parent how to parent.
Smart man.
So that's not what I'm going to do.
Smart man. And you are a parent. I'm not. So therefore, I definitely want to hear your perspective.
I know how that is, and you should never tell nobody how to parent. But I don't know what the hell he's doing. I don't understand it. And it's not for me to understand. But as a media person, I'm going to talk about it. You have 3 kids. The oldest one is is playing for the Lakers, having a tough time.
Very tough time.
Very tough.
He'll shake it though, but very tough time.
I think he'll shake it. You shine that light on him. Big baller brand. Big baller brand. He's the face of everything. Because his kid's a quiet cat. He's struggling, but he told them, he made all these bold predictions. His youngest son is still in high school in Chino Hills.
Nah, he's homeschool now.
Wait. He was in Chino Hills. He got the head coach the job before, got him fired. They got a new coach, and he didn't like the coach, so he pulls his son out of school. His 16-year-old son, he pulls him out of school and says he's going to homeschool, and I'm going to work him out, get him better. Now, his second is at UCLA, does something dumb in China, regardless of the fact we're not talking about that. Now you pull him out of school and say, in one of his quotes, he said, I can get him better for the NBA draft than UCLA. Okay, so why did you have to pull him out of school, though? See, this is what I don't understand. You have goals for your kids. Everybody has goals for their kids, aspirations, all of that. That's fine. But now, me personally, I think you're taking away some of their childhood, especially your high school kid. Proms, hanging out with your... Let's be honest, people. Growing up, some of our best memories are in school, hanging with our friends, after school, hanging out. He doesn't get that anymore. Now you're going to throw him full force into, you got school homeschooling, you're going to be home all day, then you go to basketball, which is fine. He might be the greatest basketball player ever, but he won't have no social life. Like, as a kid, I think he's stealing some of the joy from his kids. College. 4 best years of your life. I bet you can't deny it.
Oh, I had a blast.
It's not
about me. Hold on. It's not about me.
But listen, anybody can say their years in college is probably the best time of their life. Regardless of Jello was going to stay 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 1 year.
Right.
He's going to miss out on that.
Right. Okay.
For what? Why did you take him out of school? I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me. What are your motives? I don't understand it. Like, I'm lost. I'm baffled. Can you tell me? Because this is your guy.
This is my guy.
This is your guy.
Let me start with this. I really don't know where to start, but I think in terms of him getting his son better than UCLA can, I agree with that only because at UCLA, if I'm on staff at UCLA, my job is not to make sure that LiAngelo Ball gets in the NBA. My job is to make sure that I win a whole bunch of basketball games. I make the NCAA tournament, at least to the Sweet 16. I get a top 10 recruiting class, so I don't get fired. So that's not so on my priority list. LiAngelo Ball making them pros is probably not on my priority list.
That's fine.
Now I'm hearing that there are reports saying that they told him to say, yeah, you stole something with those guys, just so that everybody is on an even playing field. Because it still bothers me, or I still don't understand as your brother's a millionaire now. You guys are getting all this publicity. Knowing you're getting all this publicity, people know you now because of your brother, because of your father. Whether you want it or not, people know you. Why would you go to another country and steal $350 shades?
Kids do dumb stuff all the time.
Kids do dumb stuff all the time, but, I don't think the kid was that dumb, honestly. Why did he take him out of UCLA? I think that low-key has a part to do with why he took him out of UCLA.
But that's all speculation.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see. But I personally think you're asking me to answer the question. I think that has something to do with why he took him out of UCLA, because he's also said he doesn't like the way the Lakers has handled Lonzo. He's also said this. So, LeVar Ball is very like, hey, LeVar Ball is going to say what he's going to say, man. I don't agree with the homeschool thing. I really don't agree with this one. I'm not going to lie. Still my guy. I think he's a marketing genius.
Absolutely.
I think he's a marketing genius, and I think a lot of dads were afraid of doing what LeVar Ball did in terms of, how can I say this, putting your sons out there and betting on them in terms of, hey, I'm going to make my own brand of my sons. I feel like a lot of parents want to do that, but they just don't feel capable of doing it or don't know the means of doing it. And some people might agree with it. Some people might disagree with it, but I think he's a great dad. I mean, if you hear people talk about LeVar Ball, he's working other kids out in the neighborhood. He's cooking everybody breakfast. So I'm interested to see. I don't agree with the whole removal from UCLA and the way he did it. He could have waited till the kid finished the semester and kind of just like, hey, let's go. But we'll see with that.
Well, all right. So we're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have some Houston Rockets talk. But we have to pay some bills first. Listening to Topics on IBNX Radio.
You're listening to
Okay, we're back now. Okay, we're back now. And we have a caller that chimed in. Caller, can you state your name? Hello, caller. Tyrone, how you doing, Tyrone?
Hey, what's going on, Tone?
I'm all right. What's going on? How you doing? Where you calling from?
Oh, I'm calling from the Big Apple, sir.
The Big Apple, New York. That's lovely. You know, that's home for me and Chris.
Yeah, that's home. So what's up, Tyrone?
What's up? You got a question for us?
Hey, what's going on, Chris? Hey, what's going on? I was just chiming in on the LeVar Ball situation, man. I feel like maybe taking his younger son out of Chino Hills wasn't a big deal, but the kicker for me was when he took his son out of UCLA, man. I feel like his son made a mistake and he needs to be held accountable, man. I feel like he's not allowing his son to be accountable for his actions. Yeah, UCLA's punishment was stiff, and it might have been a little bit stiffer if he sat it out. But what are you teaching your kids, man? What are you teaching all the kids, man?
Exactly. I totally agree with that. You're absolutely correct. That's another side of it that I didn't look at, but you're absolutely correct. Chris?
So, you know me, I'm a new parent, so I'm just thinking, what would I do?
Congratulations.
If my son had stolen something and was apprehended in another country, representing one of the biggest universities in the country, would he get punished by the university and I pull him out? Because he's above punishment? Nah. I think the ball should have set this one up.
That's a great punishment, man. I mean, not a great punishment. That's a great point. But like I said, I personally think that UCLA probably made them say, like, hey, I took something. I personally don't think the kid took anything, man. I mean, I don't think so. I do not.
I mean, we can only go by what we know.
True.
True. We can only go by what we know. And what we know is that they all said that they stole something. So just going off that, it's just wrong. And I didn't feel, and like Tyrone just said, you know, what are you teaching your son?
Agreed.
You know, to escape things like you're above the law, you're above. But that's wrong. And I thank you for Tyrone for chiming in. Appreciate that. Tyrone. I like your views. I want more people to chime in as well. But let's moving on. The Houston Rockets stand at 18-4 and are on a current 7-game win streak, with them standing at the top of what we think is the best conference in basketball. Are the Rockets the best team in the NBA?
Are the Rockets the best team in the NBA right now, today?
Right now.
Or is that a question as to come in June?
Right now,
as
we looking at it.
Right now, the Houston Rockets are the best team in the NBA.
Woo!
Right now, the Houston Rockets are the best team in the NBA. I think they have an identity. And I think they're sticking to that identity and playing well. And those guys are just, I think Chris Paul coming back from injury and not really skipping a beat, not really saying like, hey, you know, it's going to take me some time. Him jumping in right away, I think it only helps. James Harden is first in scoring, is second in assists right now, top 10 in field goal percentage. So, yeah, I think the Houston Rockets, and they're hooping. And I think they finally got a taste of like, hey, like, all right, we can play with these guys now. I feel like we can play with these guys. We got Chris now. We're 1 year older. We're 1 year better together, you know. And they got those guys now have more defined roles. Like Eric Gordon's like, yo, I need you to score. James Harden and Chris Paul, you guys gonna facilitate. Everybody else, you got to defend, rebound, and make shots. I feel like everybody's role is a little bit easier, and it's a lot less on them. Like Ryan Anderson had to do a lot more than probably what he was capable of last year. But now you got Chris Paul to kind of put him in easier spots. James Harden's going to play that pick and roll nasty. All day. But if it's not leading to a layup or a wide open three, I don't think he has the patience to kind of survey that. And I think with Chris Paul, now you put him with that second unit. That second unit is still pretty good as the bottom half of the Western Conference with the starters.
Absolutely. Okay. I love that. You know, but I would speak on that. But real quick, we have another caller. Caller, can you state your name?
Caller, can you state your name, caller?
Hello, we having a little technical difficulties. We having a little technical difficulties, but we'll get that caller back. But let me chime in on those Houston Rockets. Do I think they're the best team? Or we have the caller? Okay, let's do it. Caller, state your name.
Rashawn.
Rashawn, how you doing? Where you calling from?
I'm good. I'm calling from Queens, New York.
Queens, New York. New York, New York. Big city of dreams.
New Yorkers, I love
What's going on? What you got for us?
Oh, man. Y'all talking kind of crazy, man. I think you're bugging out on this Rockets. They definitely dropped the ball. It should definitely be more than a game.
Told you.
Way more than a game.
Told you.
First off, I just think that one, it was that even though it was an in the moment play, dudes have been suspended more for bang bang plays. He was upset. He was frustrated. He did not. Although you might say he apologized, the first thing he fired off was, "Oh, the ref didn't call pass interference on me. He was holding me the whole play." The dude tried to hurt him. He put all his body weight on his neck. Now, granted, we don't want to respond emotionally to what could have happened, but the way the NFL works, it should have been at least 2 games.
I agree.
Okay.
I said 3, but I agree with you, caller. I agree with you, caller.
I understand what you're saying. So, and I can't knock you for that opinion. But let me ask you something. The reason I said what I said was because the NFL is inconsistent. So if you think he should be suspended with no prior altercations for 2 games, what should Atiq Khalib have got? Crabtree or Burfict? Because they have a history of these plays. So what do you think they should have gotten? Because I don't knock you for thinking that 2 games is sufficient. 1 game is not sufficient. So all I'm saying is if these players are getting 1 game in 2 games and they have a history of egregious plays and they're only getting 1 to 3 games, why does Gronk get 1 game when he doesn't have a history?
Well, if you look at it, everything with the NFL is situational. Okay?
Okay.
With Khalib and Crabtree, they had history of a fight, whatever the case may be, but that was a mutual thing between them. Spending 1 game, whatever the case may be. Okay, cool. Burfict, yeah, he's kind of riding the line, playing within the confines of the game, but listen, defense, we already know how that goes. You hit him too high, flag. You hit him too low, flag something. You can only hit somebody in the chest.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying?
But he caught that 3-game suspension on a blindside block, which he just got put out of a game on a blindside block, and the person that put him out only got 1 game suspension. But Burfict got 3-game suspension when he did that same block. So all I'm saying is inconsistency. Go ahead.
I hear what you're saying, and I understand. The NFL is very inconsistent when they
Absolutely
dishing out their table of penalties.
We all agree on that.
We know for a fact.
We all agree on that, yes.
However, I just think definitely with Gronk on that, what could have happened to him, it was after the play, it was over, it was ugly, and it was straight wrong. Even the coaches even said something to Belichick afterwards about it.
Absolutely. All right. I agree with it. Thank you. I appreciate the call. I appreciate the call, man.
Appreciate the call, boss. Appreciate it.
Brother.
All right. Okay.
You want to chime in your Houston Rocket real quick? You ain't really getting nothing to say about that.
Yeah, appreciate the caller again. You know,
Definitely.
we're welcoming all the calls.
All the calls. Stop any topic. Definitely. Call in.
But
please.
back to the Houston Rockets. No, I don't think they're
the best team
team in the NBA.
Okay.
But they're definitely top 2 and 3. I'm definitely not taking nothing away from them with that.
Okay.
If I really like Houston, I do. I really like them because I like Harden.
I'm a huge James Harden fan.
And
my favorite player to watch.
I want to see CP3 win.
Listen, I've been a Chris Paul fan since 2003. So
I just don't think
go ahead.
They're better than Golden State.
Okay. And they beat Golden State, but okay.
They beat Golden State game 1. Definitely. Like, okay, Milwaukee beat Golden State last year too.
At Golden State. Off the ring.
That's
off the ring ceremony.
Fine. But I just don't think that they're yet. They possibly could. But, you know, y'all ringing these phones. We have another caller. Hello, caller. Can you state your name and where you're from?
But, you know, that's bringing me some. We have another caller.
We have another caller. Can you?
Hello, caller. Can you speak to me? Where you from? I'm from New York.
Caller, can you turn the radio down?
Whatever you're listening to,
Whatever you're listening to, can you turn it down a little bit?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you, sir.
Oh yeah, can you just turn the radio down? All right, we're gonna get that caller back in a moment, but just to finish up on my Houston Rockets, I do think they're good. They're not number one yet, but I just think Golden State is better at the moment, but they're good second, third. But we're gonna pay some bills. Not yet. Oh, we got the caller back. Okay, we have the caller back. Caller, can you state your name and where you're from?
That better?
Yes, that's better. I can definitely hear
My
you.
name is Randy, and I'm from New York.
New York, New York.
That's my dad, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not shy to say it. That's my guy. That's my guy. Dad, what's up? Talk to me.
You know you couldn't say that mess on the radio without me coming. First of all, I had to disagree with you guys on Gronkowski. I think he should have been suspended for a minimum of the rest of the season. Not 3 games. Because the truth of the matter is, we're looking at the positive. He had the intention of hurting that man. If he had paralyzed that guy like Daryl Stingley got paralyzed, this would be an entirely different conversation. We can't do things in the heat of the moment and then say, because I never did it before, I get a pass. I can't go in the bank and say I robbed the bank and then say no history, so therefore I should go to jail. 2, and Chris knows how I feel about LeVar Bell. It's time for parents to allow their children to live their life.
He hates LeVar.
If he was all this and able to generate all this based upon his actions, that would be something entirely different. When parents start living vicariously through their sons and for their daughters and what their children do to bring up their dreams, that's something else different. And what you guys haven't said, and I'm going to smack both of you when I see you, because I'm coming to Atlanta. No, I'm only joking about that. But the one thing that nobody's saying is the heat that is brought on LeVar and how much harder it is for him because of the actions of his father. The Lakers, he's playing a great job, as doing a decent job as a rookie, but yet and still, people are hating him because of the actions of his father. If you're accountable for your own actions as a man, you should not just stand up as a man. Don't live on your children. And taking your son out of UCLA, come on, man, we know what the game is with that. He took his son out of UCLA to say UCLA did something wrong. My son didn't do anything wrong. If not, why would you try to penalize the university after they gave him the money? You should make your son be a man and stand up and take whatever that punishment is, and then you can come back from that. It wasn't in the earth. It wasn't like you raped somebody and shot somebody.
You're right.
I'm sorry.
You're right. I agree with certain things you said.
Chris and I have argued about the Bell before.
This is 27 years.
You're right. Too many parents are trying to run their game through the kids, as opposed to, like, you had your turn. You couldn't make it as a ball player now, and all of a sudden, I'm going to make it as a star because of what my kids can do because I'm training my kids. Yeah, okay, whatever.
Dad, I love you, but can we respond now, Dad? I love you, but can we respond, please?
No, you know, oh, yes, sir, I'm sorry.
Listen, I was loving what you saying, but no, I don't know if you want to chime in first.
No, I live with him. No, you answer.
Right. So, cool. So, listen. I totally understand what you're saying. I'm gonna touch on each point that you did make, though. Let me just.
Gronkowski.
No. I'm gonna leave that for last, because the last point he made is that he said he was gonna slap both of us in the head because we didn't bring up the LeVar Ball situation. The reason we didn't bring that up is because that wasn't the topic, Pop. But we was talking about Jello. But I do agree with you that the heat is on him because of his father. So I do agree with you with those points. You're absolutely correct. I take nothing away from you with that. Now, with the Gronk situation, you said basically if you rob a bank, you're going to get a certain amount of time for what the crime handles for, which is correct. But listen, also, if I get caught with a gun, right, and Chris gets caught with a gun, but he has 2 prior charges of gun charges, he's going to get more time than me. That's absolutely correct. At the end of the day, that's how the judicial system works. But I'm not taking anything away from what you're saying is because maybe he should have got more games. But my point was that I was trying to make is that the league is inconsistent. Very inconsistent. If you're going to hand down these fines for these penalties, do it across the board. Don't point anybody out or segregate anybody because of prior things. If it's ill intent, then you should be suspended way more. It doesn't matter if you had priors or anything like that. Yes, maybe he should have been suspended more. But the way the history is going in the NFL, no, he shouldn't have.
Dad, I appreciate the response. I know you're going to yell at me even after the show is over.
I would agree with you on that. And you guys, if your brothers keep it up, you guys doing a great job.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate
Thank you. Let's go pay some bills. We'll be right back. You were too.
Okay, we're back. You're listening to Top Opinions presented in current sports on IBNX Radio. Next up, Seattle beat who?
They beat Philly. The Eagles. The Eagles.
What was that score?
24-10. Russell Wilson and Carson Wentz, both great games. Russell Wilson throwing for 227 and 3 touchdowns. Carson Wentz, 348, a pick and a touchdown. Okay. Mm-hmm. Is Philly still a top dog in the NFC, you think, after that loss? Or should the NFC take notice like, hey, Seattle's still here, and you still got some more teams in the NFC that's still like, hey, we here too?
I mean, Seattle's going to be there regardless because they're always going to be a tough out. They're going to be a tough team. They've been the tough team year in and year out for at least the last 5 years. But the Eagles are still the best team.
You think so?
Absolutely. I'm not getting flustered or I'm not raising my eyebrows because they took an L. They lost to a team that's good. It's not like Seattle sucks.
It's not like Seattle sucks. I agree with you.
They lost to a good team in Seattle, which anybody goes there, it's going to be a tough game.
Almost impossible. I like it. Okay.
Now, everybody look at the Legion of
12th man. 12th man.
They look at the Legion of Boom, and they're like, oh, they don't have everybody. They lost Richard Sherman. Yes. But that defense is still playing stout. Mm-hmm. They're still playing stout. And at the end of the day, that offense still has Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson has been playing into MVP arguments, I think. I think he's been playing his fourth quarter numbers off the charts.
Yes.
I don't think, if you look at Russell Wilson, I think you can't judge him off his stats. I think you have to judge him off his performances. A lot of people don't really judge him off the performances and the way he's winning these football games. You know, his stats aren't like, hey, blow out the water. But he leads the Seahawks in rushing yards for the season.
They have no run game.
That's what I'm saying.
Run game.
I mean, he's kind of doing it all. I'm going to disagree with you at the top, dog. I like Minnesota. Minnesota and Philly are tied in the NFC 10-2.
10-2.
10-2. And I was looking at Philly's schedule, and outside of Carolina, they haven't really got to really play anybody that's really, I feel like I was going to give them a test or give them a run, like a real run for their money. So I think I'm interested to see how the rest of their schedule isn't really that tough. I feel like they had a pretty much easier run. Mm-hmm. But I still like Minnesota. And then LA's been playing phenomenal.
Eagles play the Rams. We'll talk about that later in the show.
Okay. And
next week.
Did they win or did they lose? I don't remember that.
Who?
The Eagles and the Rams. The Eagles beat them, right?
The first time?
Yeah. I feel like they gotten better after that. And don't doubt Drew Brees, man. I told you before. I like Drew Brees. I feel like Drew Brees is kind of that guy that you just, every time people forget about him, he's like, all right, here go a 400 passing yard game, 5 touchdowns. And I got him on the fantasy, so that's kind of me.
That's what it
Wishful thinking.
That's what it is. That's what it is. I mean, no, just to chime in on what you're saying. No, I understand what you're saying, but I just think that Philly is still the top dog. If you look at that game, if you take just certain aspects from the game, the offense, well, Philly held Seattle to what, 310 yards, but they gave up 24 points. Mm-hmm. The offense had 425 yards and just 1 3 and out. That's like the lowest point score. Like, what is it? That Carson Wentz and Doug Peterson ever had. They're averaging 30.1 points per game on purpose. Like, they're doing what they do. So I think this was a shot in the dark. They played a good team at home who's very tough at home. So, no, I'm not going to, I'm not going to get flustered. I'm not going to get bothered. Yes, they're still the best team in the NFC. Yes, I like Minnesota. And the Saints are good. I just don't think they're as good as those two teams.
Okay.
Just to piggyback just off that though, but you was talking about your MVP talk. Do you think Russell Wilson moved into the MVP race? So,
I think he does, but I think it's still a long shot. I think it's a long shot. Honestly, I think he got to put together these. I think he got to finish the season with some numbers that are like woo. I think for him to win the MVP. Mm-hmm. Because Carson Wentz, I think nobody expecting that. And if knock on wood, if Carson Wentz goes down, I think that kind of takes the wind out of Philly's sail. I think Carson Wentz is playing more than unbelievable, man. Absolutely. I think he's going to be a tough one to beat.
Absolutely. Okay. So, yeah, I think he moved into the MVP race, but like you said, it is a long shot. Tom Brady, they have Tom Brady, your guy, Tom Brady.
I'm not a Tom Brady fan, bro.
No, but
say my guy. He's not my guy.
The way you were talking about him, he's your guy now. From now on, he's your guy. I don't want to hear anything else.
And he takes your spot. You're not my guy.
That's fine. That's fine.
That's perfect.
That's fine. That's perfectly fine. We hardly agree ever anyway.
He's not my guy. You're not going to force somebody on me. No.
It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. But can I finish my point?
Go ahead.
So like I was saying. Anyway, Russell Wilson, I think he's third in the MVP race. Well, he's fighting with Drew Brees at that third spot. I have Wentz first.
I do, too.
Even though, Tom Brady does have more passing yards.
He's number one in
less
most quarterback statistics.
He does. Less interceptions. About a point more in total QBR, but,
I still go with Carson Wentz first.
I'm still going to go with
Wentz first and then Brady second.
And Brady second. Okay. So, we rarely agree on stuff, but I see that it's happening right now.
I don't really like it.
Kind of turns my stomach.
Mine too.
So, but going into next, what we have next?
Let's go with picks of the week.
Picks of the week.
Let's start with the hometown team. Falcons versus the Saints. Who you like?
Sorry, Atlanta. Sorry. I'm sorry with this one. I'm going to have to go with the Saints.
I'm going with the Saints. I just told you I'm not betting against Drew Brees, and I'm starting for fantasy football, so this is definitely wishful thinking, but Drew Brees is my guy. He's been my guy since about 06.
So this is your guy?
Drew Brees is my guy.
Drew Brees is your guy.
I can take unless Drew Brees slap my pops, which I really don't see because my pops might beat Drew Brees up.
All right.
Then Drew Brees won't be my guy. So Drew Brees is my guy, not Tom Brady.
So Drew Brees is your guy.
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to go with the Saints too. So I'm going to go with the Saints because basically Atlanta struggles at home.
Mm-hmm. And they have been struggling all year. I think they've been fighting the injury bug a little bit.
Last week, their offense struck. They've been riding high off their offense because the defense have not been playing good all year.
At all. Okay.
They're struggling at home. Last week, they struggled offensively. Julio Jones had 2 catches.
I know because I got him on my fantasy too. It was my first pick.
And I just feel like, and that defense, that defensive line is not good with Atlanta. So Kamara and Ingram is gonna run all over them. Mm-hmm. They're not that D line is not gonna hold up. So I do have the Saints winning this 28-21.
Okay. Another team. What you got? Who else? What other team?
We have Cowboys at Falcons. Who you have?
Not the Falcons. Giants.
Cowboys at Giants.
I'm gonna go with the Giants. They got rid of the demon. I'm going to go with the Giants. Got my man Eli back. Eli's going to throw for like 600 yards. Watch. Eli's going to throw for like 600 yards. No, I think the Giants, I'm going to take the Giants just off an emotional, like, hey, let's stick it to them one time. It's just weird. Sports is weird like that, I think, The Cowboys have been struggling with this ever since Zeke been out. Mm-hmm. Dez. I feel like they still trying to figure it out. Dak has had to do way too much than he's used to, and I think that's what's making him struggle. Eli's back in the starting lineup, and there's no pressure at this point. There's no pressure. There's like, hey, all right. There's no streak. You know, let's just go ball. And it's a rivalry game, so that emotion is still the Cowboys versus the Giants. So I think I'm gonna take the Giants on that one.
Again, people, I'm letting you know this now. We rarely agree on anything. But we're both New Yorkers. Mm-hmm. I'm going to ride with the Giants.
Okay.
I'm going to ride with the Giants for a few reasons. Eli's back. McAdoo's gone. And they playing at home.
That sounded like a scripture. That sounded like a scripture.
You like that?
I ain't mad at you, player.
Thank you. I appreciate
like it. Player.
Let me say it again.
Say it one more time.
Eli's back.
Hallelujah.
McAdoo's gone. Playing at home.
Can I get an amen?
Amen. That's what I'm talking about. So the Cowboys been struggling, man. Let's just be real. They're struggling. I like Dak, you know, but let's be real.
I got him on fantasy. I done sat him the last 3 weeks.
As you should. Let's be real. The Cowboys are horrible without Ingram. Without Zeke. Mm-hmm. They're just not that good. And of course, that O-line is not holding up. It's a shell of itself. I just feel like the Giants are going to play off emotions. I just feel like the Giants are going to win this 24-20.
Okay. Next up, Vikings versus the Panthers. I love Cam Newton, too. Cam Newton's my guy, too. I like Cam Newton, man. I like Cam Newton. He's not like my guy like Drew, but, I like Cam, it's hard not to like Cam, I feel like. I feel like Cam gets the short end of the stick. But I'm going to go with the Vikings. I feel like they're playing phenomenal. Again, I have Stephon Diggs on fantasy, so more wishful thinking.
See? So you're going to go with his fanny?
No, because I got the Giants winning, and I have not one Giant on my team, so apologize. You mad rude.
At all.
I don't like you.
I will never.
I got the Vikings, man, 10-2. I feel like they're going to keep this going. I think they got a point to prove, and I really think they feel like they can get to the Super Bowl. And I think a loss like Carolina can kind of take the wind out of their sail. So I like Minnesota to come in and beat the Panthers.
Okay. So we're back to normal now, people. Cam is my guy. Okay,
that's your guy.
That's my guy.
So LeVar is your guy. And
no.
If I got Tom Brady, if I have Tom Brady, you have LeVar Ball. That's not how it goes.
Can I finish my
Go ahead, man.
Can I finish
Go
my
ahead.
pick? Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm not sorry.
Cam is my guy. I have Cam controlling this game. Minnesota is very good defensively. I can't take nothing. They arguably the best defense in the league. I can't take that away from them. But I think Cam at home, and they're playing to win because after that tough loss, they need this win. I feel Cam is going to do some Superman stuff, and he's going to win this game. Like I said, the Vikings are very good. They're 10-2. They're going to be at the top of the division regardless. I just have them losing this game. They can't win every game, people. And it's just like the Eagles lost last week. The Vikings going to lose this week. I have, and plus, Case Keenum, I have him taking a few steps back. Come on, let's be honest here. Keenum is playing out of his mind.
Nah, he's playing like he took some MJ Secret stuff.
I don't know what he
took some MJ Secret stuff. He's pretty good. Right
if he keeps it up, all kudos to him. But I don't see it happening. He's going to take a few steps back.
I think guys are making his job a little easier though. Shout out to the offensive line because he's not really getting touched.
Absolutely. I got the Panthers winning this 21-7.
Okay.
We got to pay some bills.
We have one more game, don't we?
Do we do?
We have one more game.
What we got?
We don't have one more?
Oh, yeah, we do.
We have one more game, I thought.
Eagles-Rams.
Ooh.
Who do you think comes out victorious in this one?
Ooh, well. I'm going to go Philly.
Is that like a shot in the dark or like because you like
no,
you were
I'm
thinking
gonna go Philly. I feel like I'm gonna go Philly. I feel like LA's been playing well. I know LA's been playing well, man.
Like a light bulb just came like.
Nah, I'm gonna go with Philly. Listen, I do not like you, but I do listen to what you say.
Okay.
And you made some good points. If Wentz is really our MVP,
okay,
how can you not like him? And I think he's gonna bounce back well coming off a loss.
Hey. I agree.
So I think he'll play well coming off a loss. I think, hey, all right, you know what? I got the Eagles winning. I think Alshon Jeffrey's going to step up, and I got Carson Ertz on my fantasy football team too. So.
This guy is a fantasy. Everything is about fantasy. But you know where I'm gonna go with this one.
Yeah.
First of all, let me just throw it out there. The Rams are a very good team. Goff and Gurley are dynamic. Dynamic. That offense is scary. I take nothing away from them. I just feel this week they're going to run up against a team that's better.
Okay.
I can't take anything away.
That's fine. That's fine.
The Eagles struggled last week. 10 points. They averaging 30.
You think they're going to put up 50?
To get it back? It's possible.
It's possible.
It's possible. I'm not taking that away. But I do have I have it a close game, a touchdown difference. Eagles winning 28-21.
Okay, you like the 28-21 thing because you said that with the Falcons and the Saints also.
But I feel like it's going to be a tough match, a tough fight.
All right,
that's what we're picking games here.
Listen,
that
I didn't
should
argue.
be good.
I just felt like
I'm just
you
saying,
said 28-21, like those are the only two numbers you know.
That's not because I didn't say 28-21 last time. If you remember,
you said the Saints and the Falcons is 28-21.
You think
just
so?
Said that. I'm gonna play it later. I'm gonna send it to you later.
We don't have to. I have everything here.
All right, you said it later, but all right, man. We gotta pay some bills. We'll be right back. We're gonna take a short break. Coming up, Heisman Trophy race. Decision coming up soon, and early season MVP in the NBA. You were tuned in to Topics on IBNX Radio.
Listening to IBNX. IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music. Hey, what's up? It's Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey. Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. Get in. It's your boy Sean Kingston.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce. This is Nicki Minaj, and I'm in the mix with
IBNX Radio.
Welcome back. You are now tuned in. Hopefully, you were still tuned in. Not now tuned in. Topics on IBNX Radio. Now, my favorite sport, basketball. Early season MVP. Who do you have? Who do you have?
It was crazy. You asked me the question, but I really want you to answer this.
No, I want you to answer.
I really do. Listen to me. I really want to hear your answer.
I'm not going to say LeBron. Don't worry.
Can you please give me
LeBron
an
a second.
answer?
LeBron a second.
Please give me an answer.
James Harden.
Okay.
Number one. They got the number one record in the West. First in scoring, second in assists, and they have the number one record in the West. I feel like that's very hard to beat at this point. I feel like that's very hard to beat. Last year, I think what stumped them was, Russell Westbrook getting averaging a triple double. I think that's the only thing that beat him out last year. So I think James Harden is still on pace, averaging 30 and 9, almost 10 and 5 rebounds, and still shooting a pretty good percentage. Hard to beat that. So I got James Harden right now. LeBron James second. I feel like in his 15th year, still averaging 28, 7 and I think 8. Something like that in his 15th year in the NBA, still having to do so much for a team. You're not gonna like it, but LeBron James, I feel like he's still playing phenomenal. So those are my top two guys right now. Third, I like the Giannis kid. I like the Giannis kid right now. I think he's playing very well, and he's keeping the Milwaukee Bucks relevant. I feel like
absolutely.
I feel like he's keeping the guys relevant. So those are my top three guys, but James Harden right now is number one. Who do you have?
Okay. Quick rundown. I do have James Harden one. I do.
You do not have LeBron James too.
I do. I have LeBron James too. I do. Listen, and you're looking at me like, oh, you actually have him up. Like, I'm not gonna take nothing away from. I'm not gonna take nothing away from what he is and what he does. I'm not taking anything away. But really, let's be honest. Who cares about second anyway? Nobody cares about second. It's all about first. So yes, I have Harden one, like you pointed out, averaging 31.5, almost 9.8, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. So yes, and he almost averaged a triple double in the month of November. He almost averaged 35 and 10. And that was the first person since Oscar Robertson and Tiny Archibald to do if he would have did it, because he was at 34.9 in November. So yeah, I have him one. 18-4 in the best conference in basketball. I have LeBron second. He's playing. Listen. Listen. I'm not taking nothing away. I don't want to do this. No, I'm not taking anything from LeBron. LeBron is playing very, very well. Very well. I actually like the cockiness that he has about him now. Knowing that, like, I like that. You understand what I'm saying?
Look at
you
you.
know you're good. And that's what I want to see. You know what I need in my superstar.
You're going to make me cry right now.
You know what I need in my superstar. I need my superstar to know that you're the best. I need that killer.
This is like a proud dad moment. Only you're older.
Listen, I have Kyrie's third.
Oh, I forgot about Kyrie.
I have Kyrie third.
Forgot about Kyrie.
23, 5, and 3. He's playing lights out.
Okay. Okay.
I see somebody saying, my boy Danny saying LeBron is having his best season so far.
I don't know when was the last best LeBron season. I really can't say
Every year-
best LeBron season. Every year we say this. Every year we say LeBron is the best season.
All I'm saying is everybody saying, oh, I wouldn't think he can hold up. Like, what? At his 15th season, understand he came in the league at 19.
18.
He's 33. You know what Kobe averaged at 33?
Listen, I don't want to hear this.
Then you know what Kobe, like everybody said.
Topic.
But
Kobe's not even on any
listen,
shit of paper.
listen, we have more time. Don't worry about that. We have more time with this, so we can talk about something a little different.
Oh my
You understand what I'm
Go
saying?
ahead, man.
Because we already said who we had first, second, or third,
Okay.
right?
And so Kobe's fourth in your MVP voting?
Kobe, listen.
Just asking. Kobe's fourth for your MVP
All I'm saying is, at 33, Kobe was averaging 27.
Okay.
So
They're right on pace.
everybody says, you know, oh, LeBron, I couldn't imagine him doing this in his 15th season. He came in the league at 19. 18, 19.
Okay.
So, with that being said, I don't look like it's too far-fetched for him to be doing this, because if he would have came in at 21, then I'm looking, okay, he's at 35, 36, you know, putting up these numbers, that's a little crazy. But no, I'm not going crazy, but I like it. He's playing good.
Okay.
I give you that.
Okay.
I take nothing away from
Give
it.
me that. Give him that.
No,
Give me
I'm
that.
gonna-
Give him that. Okay.
But listen, we got a great segment coming up for you. It's called Trivia Time with Tone. It's Trivia Time with Tone.
It's showtime.
It's showtime. So basically, my co-host has a bunch of questions for me that you, the people, chimed in, responded to, and he's going to quiz me. He's going to give me a trivia. See how good I know my sports.
Going forward, fans. Going forward, listeners. If there's something a trivia question that you really want to put up there that you think might stump Tone, please DM it to me. I will be glad to shout you guys out. And it creates less work for me because now I got to Google stuff that he might not know. So going in,
If you can stump me, I'll definitely shout you out.
I'm gonna shout you out regardless. He's selfish.
If it's
This the first one. First
Let me
question,
hear.
number one. Who was the
Question-
first NFL team to win 3 Super Bowls? Was it A, Pittsburgh Steelers, B, San Francisco 49ers, C, New England Patriots, or D, Dallas Cowboys? Do you need me to repeat the question?
yes, repeat the question.
Who was the first NFL team to win 3 Super Bowls? A, Pittsburgh Steelers, B, San Francisco 49ers, C, New England Patriots, D, Dallas Cowboys.
Name the four again.
Steelers, 49ers, Patriots, Cowboys.
That's crazy. Steelers.
Good guess. Was that a guess or did you know that?
Come on now. This is what I do. I do sports, baby. This is what I do. Next question.
So that was a guess.
Next question. I
was
do
a guess.
sports.
Which pair of duo had the second highest scoring average in the season behind Wilt Chamberlain and Paul Arizin? Stephen Curry and Clay, Mike and Scotty, Shaq and Kobe, KD and Russ. Second highest scoring average
Second highest scoring average for a season.
for a season. The light
season.
skinned brothers.
The light skinned brothers.
Shout out to the light skins. Mike and Scotty, Shaq and Kobe, KD and Russ.
KD and Russ.
Wrong. And you call yourself a Kobe fan.
It was Kobe and
It was
Shaq.
Kobe and Shaq. And you call your. And I was the one that gave you. I thought you was gonna get the first one wrong.
That's
I thought you was
okay.
definitely gonna get that. Some fan he is.
Hey,
We're
listen.
1-1.
We're 1-1.
You might get this one. Which is the only team to play in every single World Cup tournament? Brazil, Germany, Italy, United States.
Repeat it again.
Which team, the only team to play in every soccer World Cup event tournament? Brazil, Germany, Italy, United States.
Definitely ain't U.S.
Definitely ain't the U.S., but I had to throw another country in there.
Definitely
I'm sorry.
ain't the US.
I had to throw another country.
They ain't make it this year.
I'm sorry.
But Brazil, Germany, or Italy. Brazil always good, but I don't think that. And what was the other one?
Italy.
Italy, Germany, or Brazil? I'm gonna go Brazil.
You got that right.
Thank you.
So what you 2-1?
Thank you.
2-1.
2-1.
All right. So, who was the first pinch hitter to hit a home run in World Series play? I got him, y'all. I got him. The first pinch hitter to hit a home run in World Series play. Babe Ruth, Ted Williams, Ty Cobb, Yogi Berra.
Repeat the question.
Who was the first pinch hitter
Uh-huh.
to hit a home run in World Series play? Babe Ruth, Ted Williams, Ty Cobb, or Yogi Berra? You get this right. I take everything I said bad about you.
Well, Yogi
To your
Berra
face
was a
and not to your face.
Yogi Berra was a catcher. And Ted Williams or
Babe Ruth and Ty
Babe
Cobb
Ruth
is
or
also
Ty
there.
Cobb. Ty Cobb was a pitcher. I'm gonna go with Ty Cobb.
Wrong. It was Yogi Berra.
Yogi.
Tied him. Got him. Got him. Talking all that. And I'm not taking back what I said about you.
What am I, 2?
2-2 up, baby.
All
You
right.
talking all crazy. Like, this is what you do.
All right,
Uh-oh.
though. Listen.
First NFL team to win first NFL wild card team to win the Super Bowl.
Giants. My bad. Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
You want the Giants?
Go ahead. Nah. Go ahead.
Patriots,
Patriots.
Raiders,
Raiders.
the Giants,
The Giants.
and the Packers.
First wild card team.
team.
First wild card.
First
team.
wild card team.
Because I know the Giants did it.
Okay. First wild card.
First wild card team. So what is it again?
The Raiders,
Raiders,
Patriots,
Patriots,
Giants,
Giants,
Packers.
Packers.
Don't look at me, player. I'm over here. Don't
Damn,
look
I
at
should
me.
have. Listen.
And please, fans, please give me some questions, man, going forward. I would love to see the questions y'all come up with.
4, 3. I'm gonna go with the Oakland Raiders.
You guessed that. Somebody gave the answer. One of y'all gave the answer.
Oakland Raiders.
Y'all gave him the answer. He was going with the Giants. You said the Giants.
Yeah,
man.
but because you said first though, I was just jumping out there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was the Oakland Raiders. man.
Listen,
Go pay some bills.
again. Listen, what was that? 3 for 5? So I got 2 wrong, right?
You got 2 wrong.
Listen,
so I guess
man.
you won this week.
I won this week. I'm gonna win next week. I'm gonna win every week. It doesn't matter.
I hear you. Heard you, sis.
Let's jump into Heisman talk.
Do I get to pick first?
Absolutely.
I get to say it?
Absolutely. Who
Okay.
do you have winning the Heisman this year?
Baker Mayfield.
It's not a long shot.
It's not a long shot, but Baker Mayfield. I got Baker Mayfield, man. Playing well. Only team out of the other 3 guys that are close to he has a chance to play for a national championship. I feel like that takes, and his numbers are crazy. You know, Lamar Jackson won it last year. He puts up crazy numbers, but for whatever reason, I haven't really been following Louisville too much. He just hasn't produced like he did last year. And the Bryce Love kid, phenomenal. Feel like he's gonna be a phenomenal pro. I think he's gonna have the same impact as Leonard Fournette, Todd Gurley, Melvin Gordon. I think he's cut from that kind of cloth.
Yeah,
Delvon
definitely
Cook.
Todd.
I think he's cut from that cloth. But I think Baker Mayfield being the number 2 seed right now, playing for national championship, and I think the Big 12 is a little harder conference than the Pac-12. I'm gonna go with Baker Mayfield.
Okay. I take nothing away from that pick. That's I mean, it's basically everybody's pick. I do like Baker Mayfield. I also, and you know what's crazy about this?
Some of my fans are saying Lamar Jackson.
And you know what's crazy? Lamar Jackson is having a better year statistically this year than he had last year.
He's dynamic.
When he won.
He's
Absolutely.
dynamic. I think he's like Robert Griffin, but like with a little bit more like
pizzazz to him.
Not even pizzazz, just a little bit more like I'm gonna get in the trenches with you too. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like Robert Griffin, he was like, you know.
But see, Robert Griffin known for his knees, man.
I know
He don't want to take them hits no more.
He don't want to take them hits no more. But I think he just got a little bit more like, you know what? I think he got a little bit more ticker than Robert Griffin the third. You know.
Okay. Like I said, like Lamar Jackson, it's crazy. He having a better year this year than last year. But I have to go with
still
Baker.
Got to win. Remember you said wins and losses.
Wins and losses.
No Mick, free Mick.
I have to go with Baker. You know, 4,340 yards, man. 41 touchdowns. Like 41 touchdowns. 5 interceptions.
4,000 yards passing.
4,000.
You said it wasn't a long shot, bro.
With a 71% completion rating.
And a couple good wins, like Ohio State on the road, and beat Ohio State. Like ain't like.
Hold that. Take that L.
We tiptoeing out of
Take
here.
this big
It
L.
was like, yo, I'm here.
Take this big L. Absolutely take nothing away from. I'm gonna have to go with Baker as well. You know, his numbers are astronomical. He put his team in a position to win it all, and you can't take that away from him. Right. He single-handedly can really beat every team in the top 4. Ooh. He can single-handedly do it. I think Clemson will have a horrible time with him. I think he will go crazy on Clemson defense. I'm serious.
So you got him beating Georgia.
That's how yes.
You have them beating Georgia?
Yes.
So you had them winning it all.
I'm an Alabama. Roll Tide.
Okay, my fault.
You know?
Nick Saban, my fault.
Don't do that. But, you know, he's dynamic. Okay. He's dynamic. I have to go with Baker Mayfield. Okay. I have to go. Like, I can't take anything away from him.
Hot and cold, or do we got to pay some bills?
Okay. So let's do it.
Hot and cold?
Hot and cold, baby.
Hot and cold. All right, hot and cold. This is a segment of hot and cold where we ask Tone. Tone asks me how we feel real quick, hot or cold on a topic. Feel free to comment, chime in. First one, Knicks making the playoffs. Hot or cold?
Cold? Cold?
Disrespectful.
I'm not freezing.
I feel like you're disrespectful.
I'm not freezing.
I feel like, so you got a hoodie or something?
Yeah.
How cold are you?
You know, I'm as cold as a person from Atlanta, Georgia, in 40-degree weather, because they wear big coats in 40-degree weather. You know, us in New York.
I'm in a tech suit.
In a hoodie.
I'm in a tech suit.
So that's how cold I am.
Okay.
I'm cold on them. And it's not. They're gonna be at that. They're gonna be fighting for that 8-7 maybe.
Okay.
But they're gonna fall.
Okay.
I think they're gonna fall short.
The 8 is the playoff. So I'm hot. I'm hot on it. I feel like Tim Hardaway losing Tim Hardaway for 2 weeks at least hurt. Yeah, but I think they'll pick it up. I think they'll still play. And I got to see the schedule, but I'm hot on it just because I'm a Knicks fan, man. And at this point, just watching them be competitive again is enough for me to be like, yeah, I'm hot on it. Just because the last 4 years, man, I'd rather watch Lifetime the last 4 years than watch the Knicks.
I'm a Laker fan, but I'm not sitting here saying that, we're going to be good this year. Like, come on.
We're better than y'all this year.
All
this
right.
year, we're better than y'all.
But you're going to sit there, I'm a Knicks fan, so I'm hot on it.
And this is perfect. This is perfect because the next hot and cold we're going to go into. So the Knicks are 9th right now. So I feel like the Knicks can sneak into that AFC. Porzingis come back. Porzingis still playing well. And our supporting cast has been playing unbelievable. So I'm hot on it. OKC getting a top 4 seed in the West.
Cold,
right,
freezing. I'm extremely cold.
I'm a Penguin, so I'm with you on that.
Oh,
one.
okay.
I'm a Penguin on that one.
Absolutely not.
You know who has the 4 seed in the West right now? Surprisingly,
Minnesota.
Nah, Denver. Wow.
They're not gonna stay there.
You don't think they're gonna stay? So who gets the 4 seed?
I think Minnesota moves up.
I had Minnesota. I don't
think Denver. I don't think Denver. Denver doesn't have that it guy. They have a good team, but you know when you get in the trenches,
you need a guy that's going to win basketball games.
I need 25 tonight. I need 25 tonight.
Okay.
I need 25 tonight.
Okay, you know they don't have
no,
that. Paul Millsap isn't that guy to get you 25. Then.
But they it's no.
Okay.
They got that guy. I need 16.
I think they're doing it by committee.
12.
I think
Exactly.
Jokic is one of the better big men in the NBA. I think he's top 5 in his position right now. I think he's going to be a stud and he's only going to get better. Paul Millsap brings that veteran. And then the bench is pretty good. You know, Ken Fareed is still there. The young guys are playing well. Jamal Murray, Gary Harris. I don't think they're going to be a 4 seed, but I do see them getting a 6 seed. I see OKC beating out Utah. I think Utah will be outside looking in. I think OKC will make the playoffs, though. Next one. LiAngelo Ball getting drafted in June.
Cold. I'm not penguin, but I'm cold.
I kind of shivered saying it. I kind of like, hold up, saying it. So I'm cold on it. Listen, if Angelo Ball get drafted, one of two things got to happen. Either I'm getting in shape and I'm coming back and I'm trying to get a G League contract, or I got to coach the Knicks. Because y'all just letting anybody in the league at this point. If y'all and the boy can play.
He can play.
The boy can play. The boy shoots the lights out.
The boy shoots
scoring. The boy shoots the blood off the ball. He shoots the leather off the ball. But as an NBA player, now I think he'll get a summer league. You know, I think the Lakers will just be like, hey, let's sell some tickets for summer league. Let's get it popping in Vegas.
They're gonna find.
They're going.
LeVar gonna find a way to.
No, they're just gonna be like, it makes sense business wise. Let's put.
If he go to summer league, he's gonna make the team.
I don't think so. I think he do summer league, and I think they ship him off somewhere.
You know why? You know why? He gonna his brother's on the team.
So you gonna give him a 2-way contract?
And the only reason I'm saying this because, and you know, we from New York. What did the Knicks do with Chris Smith and JR?
I don't like Chris Smith just because in high school we played against Chris Smith and
all right, see now you're doing personal.
My man Clay had 40 on him. So shout out to my man Clay Sterling. I had 40 on Chris Smith. I watched it.
Man, but let's go pay some bills real quick. We're gonna come back with how it go. Right. You're listening to Topics on IBNX Radio.
We're listening to IBNX. IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music. Hey, what's up? It's Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey. Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. Get it. It's your boy Sean Kingston.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce.
This is Nicki Minaj, and I'm in the mix with
IBNX Radio.
All right, people, we're back. So, listen, I appreciate everybody tuning in. I appreciate all the callers. Yes, tune in each and every Wednesday at 7:30. Topics, which means top opinions presented on current sports. Yes, that's right. I'm Tone Taylor. That's
Chris Harris. Guys, I appreciate it. It's my first time doing this, Tone. Thank you for having me, bro. I appreciate this.
Listen,
I mean, this is different, but you know. Like, I love you, but I don't like you. If that makes sense, and that's perfectly fine. But yeah, tune in every Wednesday. Comment me on Instagram. Please subscribe to the YouTube page.
Absolutely.
Please, IBNX Radio Network. Hit the subscribe button. Follow us on Instagram at the real _topics. I appreciate you guys. Honestly, this was great for me. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody, guys.
You make who we are.
Definitely. So let's keep it going, man. And this was a good show.
Tune in each and every Wednesday. Good faith.
IBNX Radio.